Right now, someone is manipulating you, and you don't even know it's happening. Psychology research from Stanford, Harvard, and leading behavioral scientists has identified specific warning signs that reveal when you're being psychologically manipulated. These tactics are used by employers, advertisers, politicians, and even people close to you. And they work because they operate below your conscious awareness. In the next 12 minutes, we're going to break down the 5 most common manipulation tactics that are likely affecting your daily decisions, your relationships, and your sense of reality. But what most people don't realize is that one of these 5 signs is so powerful, it can make you question your own memory and judgment. And according to recent psychological studies, 89% of people experience this manipulation daily without recognizing it. Let's start with the first warning sign. Warning sign number 1. Someone is constantly controlling your emotional temperature. This manipulation technique, known in psychology as emotional regulation control, happens when someone deliberately triggers your emotions, then positions themselves as the solution to the chaos they created. Here's how it works. Your boss criticizes your work harshly, making you feel anxious and inadequate. Then, later that same day, they offer you guidance and praise, making you feel grateful and dependent on their approval. Or in relationships, someone creates drama and conflict, making you feel unstable and confused. Then they become loving and supportive, making you feel like they're your safe harbor. Neuroscience research from Dr. Antonio Damasio shows that when our emotions are artificially heightened and then soothed repeatedly, our brain creates a dependency pattern. We start associating the manipulator with emotional relief, even though they're the source of our emotional distress. You're experiencing emotional thermostat manipulation if 1. Your emotions feel like they're on a roller coaster around a specific person. 2. You find yourself grateful when someone stops being cruel to you. 3. You feel like you need someone's approval to feel emotionally stable. If you recognized yourself in any of those scenarios, you're dealing with emotional thermostat manipulation. But this is just the beginning. Warning sign number 2. Your perception of reality is being systematically questioned. This technique, clinically known as gaslighting, was first identified by psychiatrists in the 1960s. It's named after a 1944 film where a husband manipulates his wife into believing she's losing her mind. According to a 2023 study published in the Journal of Interpersonal Violence, gaslighting follows a predictable pattern that most victims don't recognize until significant psychological damage has occurred. Stage 1. Contradiction. Someone consistently contradicts your memory of events. That's not what happened. You're remembering it wrong. That conversation never took place. Stage 2. Minimization. They downplay your reactions. You're being too sensitive. You're overreacting. It wasn't that serious. Stage 3. Deflection. They shift blame back to you. You made me do that. If you hadn't said that, I wouldn't have reacted that way. Neuropsychologist Dr. Stephanie Sarkis explains that repeated reality questioning actually changes your brain's neural pathways. Your confidence in your own perceptions begins to erode, making you increasingly dependent on the manipulator's version of reality. You're experiencing reality distortion if 1. You frequently question your own memory of conversations and events. 2. You find yourself apologizing for things you're not sure you did wrong. 3. You feel confused about situations that should be straightforward. 4. You've stopped trusting your own judgment and defer to someone else's perspective. This reality manipulation sets the stage for our third warning sign, which is even more insidious. Warning sign number 3. Your choices are being controlled through manufactured dependency. Psychological manipulation expert Dr. George Simon calls this covert dependency creation. It's the process of making someone believe they need you while making it look like freedom. This shows up in multiple ways. Financial dependency. Someone manages your money to help you, but gradually takes control of your financial decisions. You lose access to accounts, don't know your own financial status, and feel incapable of managing money independently. Social dependency. Someone gradually isolates you from friends and family because they don't understand you like I do. They create conflict between you and your support network until they become your primary relationship. Emotional dependency. Someone positions themselves as the only person who truly understands or cares about you. They become your primary source of validation, making you feel like you can't function emotionally without them. A 2022 study from the American Psychological Association found that manufactured dependency is the strongest predictor of long-term manipulation success. Once someone believes they can't survive without their manipulator, they'll tolerate increasingly harmful behavior. You're experiencing invisible leash manipulation if 1. You feel like you can't make major decisions without someone's input or approval. 2. You've become isolated from friends or family members who used to be important to you. 3. You feel incapable of handling responsibilities you used to manage easily. 4. You experience anxiety when you think about being independent from a specific person, but dependency manipulation is just the setup for our 4th warning sign, one that most people never see coming. Warning sign number 4. Your moral compass is being reprogrammed. This is perhaps the most dangerous form of manipulation because it doesn't just control your behavior, it changes your fundamental sense of right and wrong. Dr. Stephen Hassan, who studies cult psychology and mind control, identified this pattern in his research on coercive persuasion. Manipulators don't just want compliance, they want you to believe their actions are morally justified. Step 1. Moral relativism. They convince you that traditional moral standards don't apply to your situation. Normal rules don't apply here. We're different. Others wouldn't understand. Step 2. Noble cause corruption. They frame harmful actions as serving a greater good. I'm only doing this to protect you. This is for your own benefit. Sometimes we have to hurt people to help them. Step 3. Victim blaming. They make you believe that people who are hurt deserve it. They brought this on themselves. If they hadn't done X, this wouldn't have happened. Neuroscientist Dr. Joshua Green's research at Harvard shows that moral reasoning uses specific brain circuits. When these circuits are repeatedly overridden by emotional manipulation, your natural moral instincts become suppressed. You're experiencing moral hijacking. If 1. You find yourself justifying actions you would normally consider wrong. 2. You feel like standard moral rules don't apply to your specific situation. 3. You blame victims for the harm that comes to them. 4. You feel like you have to keep secrets about someone's behavior because others wouldn't understand. This moral manipulation creates the perfect setup for our final warning sign, the one that 89% of people experience without realizing it. Warning sign number 5. You're performing for an audience that doesn't exist. This is the manipulation tactic that most people experience daily, and it's the one I mentioned at the beginning that recent studies show affects 89% of the population. Dr. Sherry Turkle from MIT calls this continuous performance anxiety. It's the feeling that you're constantly being watched, judged, and evaluated, even when you're alone. Social media platforms have weaponized this psychological vulnerability. Every post, story, and interaction is designed to make you feel like you're performing for an invisible audience that's constantly judging your worth. But it goes deeper than social media. This invisible audience manipulation appears in workplace environments where you feel constantly evaluated, in relationships where you feel like you have to earn love and approval continuously, and in consumer culture where you feel inadequate without certain products or experiences. Dr. B.F. Skinner's research on intermittent reinforcement explains why this is so powerful. When approval and validation come unpredictably, it creates a stronger psychological dependency than consistent rewards. You're experiencing invisible audience manipulation. If 1. You feel anxious when you're not receiving regular validation from others. 2. You make decisions based on how you think others will perceive you rather than your own values. 3. You feel like you're constantly on stage and can never fully relax. 4. Your self-worth depends on external metrics like likes, views, or approval from others. Now you know the 5 warning signs: emotional thermostat control, reality distortion, invisible leash dependency, moral hijacking, and invisible audience performance. Recognizing these patterns is the first step, but awareness alone isn't enough. You need a systematic approach to break free from manipulation. Dr. Albert Bandura's research on self-efficacy provides a roadmap. The key is rebuilding your psychological independence through what he calls mastery experiences. Step 1. Document reality. Keep a private journal of conversations and events. Manipulators rely on your fuzzy memory. Documentation creates objective truth. Step 2. Rebuild your support network. Manipulation thrives in isolation. Reconnect with people who knew you before the manipulation began. Step 3. Practice small acts of independence. Start making minor decisions without seeking approval. Build your confidence in your own judgment gradually. Step 4. Set information boundaries. Limit your exposure to manipulative influences, especially social media algorithms designed to trigger insecurity. Research from the American Journal of Psychology shows that people who follow this systematic approach have a 73% success rate in breaking free from manipulative relationships and situations within 6 months. Here's what I want you to remember. Manipulation works because it's designed to operate below your conscious awareness. The moment you start recognizing these patterns, you begin to regain your power. But there's something else you need to know. These 5 warning signs don't just appear randomly. They follow a specific sequence that most psychology textbooks don't teach. Understanding this sequence can help you predict and prevent manipulation before it takes hold. In our next video, we're going to break down the manipulation timeline, the exact stages manipulators use to gain control over their targets, and the critical intervention points where you can stop the process. If this video helped you recognize something important about your life, subscribe and hit the notification bell. And if you're comfortable sharing, leave a comment about which warning sign resonated most with you. It helps other viewers feel less alone in their experiences. Remember, your perception is valid, your boundaries matter, and your independence is worth fighting for.